I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Idaho, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost. 25% of enrollees pay $25 or less. Make sure to enroll by December 16th to get covered and save money.
It doesn't matter how. It's about whatever makes you say to yourself, I am great.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Welcome into an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the Idaho High School Football Playoffs. State playoff coverage on IdahoSports.com, presented by Project Filter, Your Health Idaho, Ideal Idaho's College Savings Program, Valleywide Cooperative, your local Toyota dealers, Dip Fusion Helmet Reconditioning, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Tonight, we come to you live from the ICCU Dome, where the road Nampa Bulldogs will take on the home team here in the Dome, the Skyline Grizzlies. Hi, everyone. My name is Sean Kane, and I'm joined by Joel Richardson for the first round of the Idaho High School playoffs. Tonight, we have the Nampa Bulldogs coming in at 4-5. The number 16 seed is the road team. We have Skyline as the number 1 seed in the 5A tournament with an impressive 7-2 record. And it's going to be a good one tonight, Joel.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Obviously, Skyline coming in as the number 1 seed. Nampa, the lowest seed, number 16. You know, in 5A, all kinds of teams get into the playoffs. If you're not in the playoffs, Sean, for 5A, it's really, that's on you. But Nampa coming in as number 16, maybe not quite number 16. As they've had a good schedule and they've played some tough teams.
We'll keep it right here for the national anthem. What a fantastic job by the Skyline band this evening. But before we get into Skyline, let's take a look at the Nampa Bulldogs. Like Joel said, they're the 16th seed, 4-5 coming into the season, 3-3 in conference. Their only state title came in 1984. They are led by Ty Thompson. It's his first season. Last year, the Bulldogs went 0-9, and this year they dropped down to Division, Joel. And Coach Ty Thompson said, hey, they have a lot of players on this team that have 6A experience, and it's kind of a key, and it's what's been driving them all season. They know how to play. Coach Ty Thompson also said leverage to counter attack. Skyline speed is going to be very important. No turnovers. They've got to get it done on third down and limit big plays, and Skyline is full of them. These Bulldogs average 23 points, but they give up 22 points, so that will be a key to the Bulldogs night to night. They come in with some great players. Riker Good, he stepped in at quarterback in week 4 and has done a great job. Also, Truman Garner, a senior, does some reps at quarterback. But Riker Good has 1,031 all-purpose yards, 849 on the ground, 64 receptions, 73 yards passing, 7 rushing TDs, 1 passing. He kind of does it all for him. They also have in the defense, who's done a phenomenal job, Connor Campbell. He's a linebacker senior, 61 tackles, 1 interception for a TD, and also big Alex Finch, a senior defensive end. So the Bulldogs come in with a wealth of players. What do you got for Skyline, Joel?
Skyline coming in at 7-2, 5-0 in conference play. Just a really good season from Skyline. And their only losses, only one loss to an Idaho school. That was Madison. It was a 1-point loss. Skyline was having a hard time in that game, getting in the end zone. And Coach Burgess said, you know what, we're going to score. Once we score, we're going to go for 2. No question. They didn't go for 2. They lost that game, but that's really their only blemish on their record. The other loss they had was against a Utah team. Scott Berger, we already mentioned him, coming in as the head coach in his 16th season. A lot of experience there, and the players. Scott Berger, I talked to him a few times this season, and he's always mentioned, I might be getting too old for this, Joel. And but all the players love him, respect him as their coach. He does a great job of allowing his assistants to do work. But Berger, he's a genius down there. As we see him walking the field, watching his players get pumped up for the game as the captains are lined up. But Berger's keys to the game, Sean, ball control, keeping the run game strong, and allowing that run game to open up the passing game. Also eliminate turnovers. When they have lost to Madison and the Utah school, it was from those turnovers, fumbles, interceptions. And then finally, he wants his offense to be very effective. And what does that mean? That means when they're running the ball, they've got to get 3 or 4 yards plus, obviously, but you want to get at least 3 or 4 yards. And in passing, once that ball hits the hands of the receiver, take off and get that yak, yards after catch. On defense, limit the big plays, get those stops, get those turnovers, win the turnover battle. And then finally, Skyline has a very impressive special teams unit, both with kicking and return plays. We've seen a number of them this season go for touchdowns off of punts and kickoff returns. So special teams coming up with big plays is Coach Berger's final key to this ball game.
Yeah, and definitely 16 years for Scott at the helm of the Grizzlies, knows how important special teams can be. As we get ready to go here, some kind of key players for Skyline will be, they're headed by Carmine Garcia, quarterback. He can kind of do it all, senior. We've seen him for a couple years now, Joel, and it has been fun to see. And then Zion Crockett, senior wide receiver, he's only a junior. I feel like he's been playing forever.
Right.
But he also does some running back duties as well. He does it all. Crockett will do a little bit of everything. Liam Lynch, the junior running back, 5'11", he will do some duties back there too. But this is a very strong offensive unit. We've got to see him a few times this year, as Nampa is going to kick off first. Skyline will start with the ball. Trey Kirkham, number 1 for Skyline, was back deep to receive.
And number 4 to kick for Nampa is Makai Venegas,
Yeah.
who also plays soccer.
He had a busy week last week, Joel. We'll probably hear more about that later. All right, here we go. First round playoffs, IdahoSports.com. It's almost an onside pooch kick to the 40, and it's caught. And interesting tactic there, maybe try to catch Skyline off guard.
And I think also, besides catching Skyline off guard, they wanted to be sure that that Skyline special teams that we mentioned as that final key, that they didn't get that big play ripped off. So, I mean, they start at the 40-yard line, but better than a touchdown, Sean.
Yeah, and that was Caden Cruz that caught the kickoff return.
Looks like Cruz is
junior, or a sophomore, excuse me. So Skyline will start their playoff run. You know, last year lost in the semis to their old foe Hillcrest, who's the number 2 seed in a classic 31-35. Garcia in the shotgun. Man in motion, he's going to hand off to Crockett. Crockett's going to get about 7 yards.
And you mentioned Zion Crockett does just about everything. While he's a wide receiver, he does a ton of work in the backfield. He may be some eye candy for the defense. You got to watch, is Zion Crockett actually getting the ball, or is he just in motion throwing off the defense?
Yeah, Skyline will run a lot of, like literally run a lot of people behind the line of scrimmage, Joel.
Exactly.
They'll just get a lot of movement, and you've got to key on people. I'll bring up a 2nd and 3 from the 48-yard line. Skyline Grizzlies. Garcia in the shotgun. Liam Lynch to his right hip. He's going to roll to his left. He's got a receiver, and it's intercepted right off the back. Nampa Bulldogs on a second play of the game get an interception. And it was number 43.
I believe 23 there, Sean.
23,
yeah,
sorry.
23.
23, Antonio Sandoval, a senior, gets up high, gets the first turnover, and that's what they talked. Both coaches talked extensively about not turning the ball over.
Yeah, and that ball just hang too long for quarterback there, Carmine Garcia. He will want that one back because he usually nails those throws.
Now it looks like what they have, Truman Garnier is going to hand it off. For a few yards there. Hugo off of Masaga on the run there. Now that's a name for you, Joel. 5 yards, 2nd down. Man in motion. Quarterback's going to take it himself. Pretty much stopped there.
And you'll see that a lot from Nampa as your quarterbacks will take, Truman Garner and that QB keeper will take it themselves, kind of wildcat it out. Might also see Riker Good Jr. as well.
It's going to bring up 3rd and 4 on the 28. Nampa Bulldogs after a huge turnover. Man in motion. Trying to get the flag, and I think they're going to get some motion up front there. Yep, and it's going to be on Skyline. Jumped the gun a little early. Garner was calling it before the refs.
Yeah, that was clearly a called stunt to try to jump Skyline off sides, and it absolutely worked.
So that's going to give the
first down.
Yeah, first down for the Bulldogs on the 33, 9:48 to go here in the first quarter. Bulldogs taking their time. Garner is going to give the handoff, and then you see the Skyline defense closing down. And that was Riker Good with his first carry. And maybe 1 yard. And just like you said, Joel, Cyril for Skyline in there for her tackle. 2nd and 9, 9-10. In the shotgun. Moving players around are the Bulldogs. It's going to be a handoff, and that's going to be snuffed out. And that was good. Riker good on the handoff.
And Gage Searle punching through that offensive line, getting to the backfield very quickly and brings up a 3rd and long. And we talked about Skyline's offense to start, Sean, but we didn't really get a chance to talk about their defense. Their defense has been really good all season, as they've only allowed the teens 13 points a game.
Yeah, if you only give up 13 points in 5A football, you're going to win a lot of games. And that's what the Grizzlies have done and earned the #1 seed. 3rd and long, 3rd and 10, 8:20. Grenier's going to air it out. Sidearm pass. It's going to be caught for a 1st down. And, yep, it's going to be enough to bring up a 1st down.
And what you saw there was they brought pressure and they played zone in the secondary, and which allowed that soft middle to be exposed. Nice decision there from Nampa on that 3rd and 10, 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 45, 7:57. Shotgun, quarterback's designed to run. It's going to be stuffed. And Skyline was all over that play.
Yeah, that was a run play the entire way, Sean. And Skyline knew that as they went man coverage, and they brought the linebackers up. And he did get a couple, maybe almost 2 yards, but nice defense there, bringing up 2nd and 8.
Yeah, generous spot. I feel like on that play. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. Going for the pass. It's got a man. It was on the ground. It's going to be no good. I like that pass, though. It was past the 1st down. Gardner's pass was, but unable to catch it too low. Kind of has a sidearm. One thing we didn't touch on too much is that it is the 1 versus the 16. But coming into this game, Joel and I both thought this is a much more difficult matchup to navigate than a normal. If you just looked at the paper, you'd go, oh, it's 116.
Right.
I think the Bulldogs bring a little more than their 16 ranking. And on 3rd down, we're going to have some laundry. It's going to be false start on the Bulldogs. So that's going to back them up.
And remember, Sean, Bulldogs coming in as a 5A, but they were in 6A last year. And they petitioned, as everyone went up, a few schools petitioned to stay or go down even, and Nampa petitioned to stay at 5A. Petition was granted, so these kids are used to playing against teams that have more depth and even more size.
Yeah, 0-9 last year, but you're playing SIC, tough opponents day in, day out. 3rd down here. The pass is not going to get there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Bulldogs with 7:07 to go in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, he could hear Kason Smith coming in from the edge. That's their big defensive lineman. He got blocked, but right before he got blocked, he was coming in hot. Quarterback let that ball go a little bit too quickly, a little bit too far from his receiver, but he had to get the ball out as Kason Smith was coming in.
So Bulldogs will punt. It's 4th and 12. Now this is a dangerous team to punt to. The Skyline Grizzlies, Kirkham, Crockett, back to receive. Both can make it go very fast. Nampa showed maybe a little bit of fake. It's a good punt. Then Skyline's going to let it go, and it's going to take a favorable bounce for the Bulldogs. Right down to the 7-yard line, and a little confusion there.
Great punt there from number 4, Makai Venegas. He also did the kickoff return. Got it inside the 10. Great bounce. Skyline should have called the fair catch, but let it go instead, and now it's inside the 10 with very poor field position for Skyline. Great defensive field position for the Bulldogs.
Skyline gives up an interception on their first drive. But the defense able to hold Nampa to a punt, and will take over now on the 8. 1st and 10 on the 8. Garcia in the shotgun. It's going to be a handoff for a few yards. And that's Trey Kirkham. And that's a play they're going to run a lot, what you just saw there. And they're either going to hand it off to Kirkham, they're going to hand it off to Crockett, or Garcia can read the defense and elect to take that ball himself. And it's very hard to defend.
Yeah, they love to run that RPO, and the blocking is just a zone blocking. And but they always have 2, even maybe sometimes 3 potential runners, including Carmine.
2nd and 6 on the 12, 6:12 to go. It's going to be Garcia, and Bulldogs are going to stuff him.
And that's what I was talking about, Sean. Carmine Garcia, he elected to keep it himself, as he had the option to give it to Crockett or take it. Well, he took it. He took it himself and got stuffed, like you said. But still 3rd and 5. Just got back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 5. Defensive battle so far here. 5:36 to go in the first quarter. No score. Skyline 2nd drive. Garcia in the shotgun. 3 wide receivers to his right. That's where he's going to go. A little screen. He's got room. And Crockett's going to have the first down.
That's the first screen pass we've seen tonight from Skyline. They'll use that quite a bit as well. And that's a little wrinkle to the, not necessarily RPO, but sometimes they'll have a guy, Carmine Garcia will have a guy on his hip, right or left hip. He will fake that, and then he will hit the screen. Linebackers stuff the middle. They bite on the fake run, and the screen is open with his other receivers blocking. So that's a very effective play for Skyline they've been using all season.
First down of the game at 4:57. 1st and 10 from the 21. Garcia puts his man in motion. He's going to fake the handoff, flip it back one more time to Kirkham. Kirkham's got the edge. He's going. He makes one man miss, and he's going to go down right at the 45. Nice job by Trey Kirkham to get the edge on that run and get a big play for the Grizzlies.
And Kirkham got a couple great blocks downfield. I missed who got that block. I wish I hadn't, because it was massive. Almost a block in the back, Sean, but he got the angle just right that it was a clean block, and that sprung Kirkham. As he'd already gotten to the edge, it sprung him for another 15 yards.
Yeah, roughly the same play Skylines ran about 4 times, and this time it was a double reverse. Kirkham gets the edge, and watch out when he gets a lane, he's going to take it. 1st and 10 from the 46. Garcia right in front of us. Kirkham in motion. He's going to fake the handoff to Kirkham. Garcia's in trouble. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to hit Crockett on the run, and that's going to take it all the way down the 5th. As the PA announcer goes Garcia to Crockett. Feel like the Grizzlies have heard that all season long.
A couple hundred times this season and last season even. Great play there. Crockett ran a great route, just a long out down the seam, and was wide open. Sean, I think he had at least 5 yards of space between himself and the DB.
And that really comes from Garcia rolling out of trouble, right? The Bulldogs did get pressure, but you know that's a key to the game, is how do you counteract the speed of Skyline? You know, Crockett, Garcia, Kirkham, it's nothing but a need for speed for these Grizzlies. 1st and 10 from the 15, 3:59 to go. It's going to be a handoff, and the handoff is going to go nearly close to a touchdown, and I'm waiting for the sign. Liam Lynch for a 15-yard touchdown run.
So Liam Lynch, yeah, gets it done. You know, at the beginning of the season, one of the weaknesses of this offense was the lack of a running game. That was their loss against Madison. They just didn't have a way to move the ball on the ground when it wasn't, you know, Zion, Crockett, Carmine Garcia. But as the season has gone on, Liam Lynch has revealed himself, has come as a strong running back and as a good option for the ground game.
Skyline takes the lead and fakes the extra point with a little flea flicker pass for a 2-point conversion, and it's going to be good. That was fancy.
I love me a good special teams fake, Sean.
The little flipperoo and how you do gives 2 more points to the Grizzlies.
And 2 more points to Liam Lynch, man. That fake to Liam was great. Instead of having the field goal kicker maybe take off, or even the punter, or excuse me, the holder, Liam Lynch rotates to his left side, and as he's rotating, they hike the ball, and the holder tosses it to Lynch. Lynch is in for 2 points. 8-0 Grizzlies.
Yeah, and this is a drive that started all the way on the 8 for Skyline. Skyline starts on the 8. Big play by Kirkham to take him to the 45. Then a big pass from Garcia to Crockett to get to the 15. And then pretty much right after that, Liam Lynch ran it for 15 yards. It was the easiest drive summary I've ever had to do, Joel, as Skyline takes an 8-0 lead with 3:50 to go.
Yeah, and Skyline also, that is what they love to do, is big chunk plays. Maybe not home run plays, but chunk plays, which they got a couple of those on that drive.
Yeah, I mean, they're big plays, right? They're 20, 15 yards. I mean, for high school football, those are big plays. And if you're able to do that, it's going to make it very tough on this Bulldog defense, which had a very good opening stint with an interception. So let's see how the Bulldogs can answer. As we're at the newly renovated ICCU Dome here. It's pretty nice. The President box across from us. I'm not sure why we couldn't broadcast from there, but maybe next time, Joel.
Broadcast from the President's box,
Yeah.
get some halftime food.
Yeah. We got to use the elevator, which I guess I didn't even know there was one. The Skyline kicks off. That's a booming kick, and the receiver or the returner is unable to handle it and goes into the end zone, so it'll be a touchback, which is probably good. Meridian Plumbing is the Treasure Valley's top choice when it comes to your plumbing needs. For 40 years, Meridian Plumbing has been serving new home builds, remodels, farms, and businesses across the Treasure Valley. After your first service call with Meridian Plumbing, it will be easy to see why thousands of customers return year in, year out for all their plumbing needs. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Meridian Plumbing offers no charge dispatch fee. The search for permanent plumbers, one call, one click away, and that's Meridian Plumbing. Choose the safe local plumber. Choose Meridian Plumbing.
That was record good on the carry there, Sean. Just a good 4 yard, well, more than 4 yards, 7-yard carry.
Yeah, Riker good, 849 rushing yards as he's kind of moved into that quarterback / running back role. Second down. It's out to the edge, makes one man miss. And that was Hernandez, a little short pass. I call them run passes, Joel. Hernandez with a few yards, but it's going to be definitely enough for a first down. Bulldogs moving the ball now here a little bit. 3:11 to go.
I was going to say the Bulldogs using a little bit of Skyline play there with that screen to the right side. Great block for Hernandez and broke him free for a first down.
1st and 10 from the 36. 3:11, first quarter, first round playoffs. It's going to be a handoff to Hernandez. He's got the edge. He'll get about 8 yards there. There's Gage Searle again with another tackle. Keep track of him, Joel. Go to you later.
I think that's probably like 4 tackles for Gage Searle so far. I'll be sure the stat guy gives us those stats at halftime.
Yeah, second down, 3 to go on the 43. Bulldogs in the shotgun. It's going to be a screen pass, dangerous. As Skyline read it and was there. Gardner's pass is incomplete, but even if it's caught, I'm not sure it would have been great things happening.
Yeah, Gage Searle was right there. I thought he was going to pick that, and if he had, Sean, he was gone for 6. That was very close.
Yeah, Gage Searle was going to tackle first, intercept later. Third down now for the Bulldogs. Gardner in the shotgun. Waiting for the play to come in. Nampa in the all-white, red helmets tonight. It's going to be a handoff and pumping and turning. That's going to be a first down for Riker. Good. Nice piece of running, and it's good for Riker. As I thought he was going to be down well short and kept the legs pumping for a first down, Bulldogs.
Another weakness that Skyline had early on in the season on their defense was finishing tackles. And they had him dead to rights, but Good was able to keep going and rattled off a good play despite being stopped at the line of scrimmage.
It's first and 10 on the 46 for Nampa. Skyline in the blue with dark helmets. It's going to be a handoff. Bounces out to the right side. It's Hernandez, I believe. Or no, take that back. Is it 13? Maria Vassar with a nice piece of running was trying to go up the middle, bounced out to the right side. Gets another first down, gets Nampa across over to the other side of the field. First and 10 on the 35, 1:36 to go in the first quarter. Two backs, man in motion. Is Vargas. Trouble. Skyline closing, sidearm throw. Nearly picked off, just in and out of the heads of the breadbasket.
Taylor was right there. He jumped the route, almost got it, but it bounced on the ground. And I thought for sure they were going to go for another run there, Sean.
Yeah, they had two backs, kind of a run-heavy formation, just maybe a little trickery trying to make Skyline think they were going to run it and go for a pass.
And Omar and Vassar, I like that running on that that third down play that they did, or that first down, third down play that they had. Wanted them to go back to him, and they do this time.
Yeah, they go to Vassar. On second down, he's going to get a few yards. Nampa using a lot of personnel, mixing it up in there.
Yeah, coming into this game, obviously, Sean, you talked about Riker Good and Cartes Hernandez, but we didn't talk much about Vassar, and so far he's been a revelation on this drive.
Yeah, Omar Vassar, junior, 5'6", 175, also is in there at linebacker. He's low to the ground and can move. He's in there on the right hip. It's going to be a QB designed run. He breaks free, spin move, and it's going to be good for another first down for the Bulldogs. As quarterback Truman Gardner on that run. We do have some whistles.
And Omar Vassar was there on the block, Sean. Provided a nice block on the left side through that A gap, which allowed the quarterback to hit the B gap and spring for a nice gain.
So 28 seconds in the first quarter. Not sure what the holdup is. I think it was just maybe with the spot, but it's going to be first and 10 on the 23, 27 seconds to go, first quarter.
So it looks like they just needed to add some more time to the clock,
Oh, yeah.
31 seconds.
We added some time. And now we're rolling.
It's the playoffs, Sean. We need every second that we can get.
And it's already back to 27. Handoff, left side, trying to get the edge. He will, but he's going to be met immediately. And that's Hernandez on the run there for the Bulldogs.
Paxton Nolf came in from the secondary, almost third level, and just nailed the runner right when he tackled and pushed him out of bounds. Nice tackle from Paxton Nolf.
both teams using the whole part of the ICCU Dome here. They're using all that turf tonight, both lengths of the field, trying to get the edge. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 8 on the 21, 18 seconds to go, first quarter. Skyline ahead 8-0. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. That's going to be good for another few yards. I like what Nampa's doing here. They're really just kind of grounding and pounding. And that's Hernandez on that run. And Gage Cyril again on a tackle. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, Joel.
With the end of the first quarter, let's recognize some sponsors from Skyline. Levitt Select is locally operated with locations in Rexburg, Rigby, Idaho Falls, Twin Falls, and Boise. Levitt's mission is to help our community by providing policies personalized to each consumer's needs. The community they work and live in is their #1 priority. As such, they offer a wide range of insurance products and companies able to take care of their community's assets. Levitt Select in Idaho Falls wants to be your insurance professionals. Please call them today at 208-522-2582. Levitt Select Insurance, here for all your insurance needs.
Did you know most kids don't drink alcohol or use drugs? In fact, the majority choose to stay substance-free, and in Idaho, approximately 9 out of 10 kids are not drinking or using drugs. Parents, did you know that talking to your kids about your expectations for them to not drink alcohol or use drugs is one of the things most associated with your kid making healthy choices? Let's keep Idaho's youth safe, brought to you by the Southwest District Health and the Partnership for Success program. And welcome back to the second quarter. The Skyline leads 8-0 after a nice drive that started on the 8-yard line. After the kickoff was a touchback. Nampa has driven all the way down to the 19-yard line. It's 3rd and 6, though, for the Bulldogs to start the second quarter. Man in motion's Hernandez. Garner is going to take a shot. It's going to overthrow his intended receiver. Had him, but just too much air under the ball.
Yeah, Venegas was open. Overthrew him, but better than underthrowing him, as we so often say, Sean. Well, it'll bring up 4th and 6. We'll see how their special teams is, as their field goal unit looks like it. They may be, can't tell, but it would be a 37-yarder. We'll say 36-yarder. And sure enough, they're going to go bring out the field goal unit, Sean.
Yeah, it was. So 37-yard field goal attempt here. And it's going to be no good.
So just wide left. He had the range and even had the height, Sean, but just stays wide left. And so the Skyline defense gets the stop. Bulldogs aren't able to convert, though they were inside the red zone. As we start the second quarter, Skyline takes over on their own 19-yard line.
Yeah, and it was still a tremendous drive by the Bulldogs, taking the length of the field. Just unfortunate to come away with new points. But Skyline will take over on their 20. 11:51 to go. Just the start of the second quarter. Garcia in the shotgun. Liam Lynch to his right. Crockett in motion. Handoff's going to go to Crockett. He's got some space. He makes one man miss. Block, spin. All the way down to the 39-yard line.
Crockett is so good at picking his spaces, Sean. He looks like he's going to be sprinting to the sideline, but he cuts inside, and then as soon as he cuts inside, he makes a man miss as he bounces outside, and he's off, making other guys miss, runs into his own players, and finally runs into his final own player and has to go down. But really impressive running on that last one. Crockett's so good at picking his spaces.
Yeah, Crockett trying to kind of push his offensive lineman to block a little more. 1st and 10 from the 38, big chunky yards there. Garcia reading the defense.
Wonder if they'll go for a big one here.
Garcia's going to take it himself with the receivers spread out, and Nampa's going to sniff it out. Maybe 1 or 2 yards. We'll have to see the spot. But Skyline will do that. They'll put 3 or 4 receivers out there, maybe get you thinking they're going to pass the ball, and then they have a run or a draw there.
Well, and also they just had a big play, so you run you huddle quickly, then you get to the line of scrimmage, throw off the defense, and go deep. Watch for that before they cross the 50-yard line.
Skyline's kind of interesting now. The offensive linemen have one color helmet, and then everyone else has a different color helmet, Joel. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, they've been doing that all year. I'm guessing in the past as well.
2nd and 6. Garcia is going to throw it. He's got a receiver, and it's intercepted again off the tip. That's number 2 of Nampa as he goes. And that's Rio Alvin. And off the receiver had it in his hands, and it tips off, and interception number 2 for Carmine Garcia.
Yeah, that's just a bummer as I believe that was Boston Hughes on the missed catch. Tipped off his hands. It hit his hands. He should have had it. He was under duress a little bit there, Sean. But if you're a receiver, you got to have those soft, sure hands. As soon as that ball hits, you pull it in. Tipped off his hands, though. And Bulldogs got him. Were able to get a nice return from the interception all the way to the 44-yard line.
Now we'll see if Nampa already has 1 interception, unable to capitalize there. Let's see if Nampa can capitalize on the Grizzlies' turnover. 10-10 to go. Garner's pass is complete. It's going to be a little short of a first down to Hernandez.
You know, Sean, the passes aren't as crisp as we've seen other quarterbacks, but they're getting to their guys for the most part, especially across the middle.
And it's a quick kind of sidearm release, and it's effective. And you're probably not going to see a lot of balls go high and far with that kind of release. 2nd and 2 on the 48, 9:33 to go. 2nd quarter, Skyline ahead, 8-0. Truman handoff. It's going to be close to first down. We'll have to see after they clear the pile. Hernandez, the ball carrier. It's going to be a first down. They're moving the sticks. Nampa's been able to move the ball. Just can they find the end zone?
Yeah, they've had, 2 sustained drives. This could be their 3rd one, but got to finish with points.
1st and 10 on the 45, 9:01. Garner back. He's got a receiver. He's going to get it. And it's going to be another first down.
And nice cross hash throw, Sean, from one sideline almost to the other. And right at the stick, so good awareness from Hernandez to get right to the first down marker.
Yeah, and pretty much every running back has been in the receiver position too for Nampa. They've really mixed it up. I don't know if you can know for sure what they're going to do. They've just mixed up where their player personnel has been. So another first down on the 35, 8:39 to go. Nampa driving. Truman Garner. Handoff up the middle for a few yards. And that time it's Riker Good. I think coming into it, Joel, I thought we were going to hear a little more Riker Good.
Right, a little more wildcat
yeah.
Between the 2 quarterbacks for sure. But, yeah, it's been mostly Truman, right? Truman Garner.
Garner and
taking the quarterback reps.
Talking to to the head coach, Ty Thompson. Kind of seemed like you're going to see a little more of that wildcat kind of stuff, but, it's the playoffs. You got to maybe do a little something different.
Yeah, for sure. Ty Thomas, in his first year head coach of this squad, has done a great job.
It's going to be a pass, another open receiver. And I believe it's Hernandez again. And that's Hernandez. It's going to be short. It's going to bring up 3rd and 2 on the 27, 3:38.
And you got to be thinking 4-down territory, right, Sean? You haven't scored yet. It's 8-0. You've had 2 picks. Now this is your 3rd long drive. You got to go for it if you don't get this first down.
A pretty manageable 3rd and 2. The way Nampa's been able to run the ball. But I would agree with you, probably 4-down territory early. Handoff. It's got not a lot of room. It's going to be real close. We'll have to see where they spot the ball. Skyline not giving up anything in the middle.
Yeah, Hernandez was trying to pick a space to go through and ended up trying to go to the opposite side. He was trying to hit the first B gap, then he went to the left side B gap and got nothing going there as the linebackers came in strong. And 4th and 1, going for it as we predicted, Sean.
Yeah, 1 yard on the Hernandez carry. It's going to bring up 4th and 1. Bulldogs going for it though. 6:20 and counting, and it's going to be a false start. The running back looked like the running back was going to run up to block, and it was going to be a quarterback run.
Yeah, Omar Vassar was getting ready to block, like you said, Sean. He was getting ready to block for his quarterback, but jumped the gun.
So now it's going to be 4th and 6 after the false start. I still think you go for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you do get the ball in the second half to start, but you're still down to 8-0, 4th and 6.
6:15, 4th and 6. Bulldogs trying to pull them off sides. They wanted it. Garner wanted it, and Nampa will take a timeout.
Yeah, and I think that's a wise timeout. You try to jump them off sides, hard count them. Didn't work. Take the timeout and really make sure of your next play. Idaho Falls and Ammon Grand Peaks Community Health Center is proud to support our local athletes and keep them healthy on their road to the state titles. Grand Peaks has been serving the Upper Valley in St. Anthony and Rexburg for many years and is excited to now serve Idaho Falls. They provide affordable medical, dental, behavioral health, and pharmacy services for the entire family. Visit grandpeaks.org online for a full list of services. That's Grand Peaks Community Health Center, new to Idaho Falls.
All right. Nampa takes the timeout. It's 4th and 6. They tried to get Skyline to jump. They thought they might have had him, didn't get it. No flags thrown. They take a timeout. I think it's wise. And so we'll see what they come back with. I see the offense coming back out for 4th and 6 with 6:06 to go in the first half of football playoffs, Joel. Can you believe it?
I cannot believe it, Sean. Honestly, when we started podcasting together back in early August, you can catch us on the East Idaho Prepcast on IdahoSports.com. I thought, man, football, this is going to be such a great long season. That was early August. Sean, we're already in the first of November, man, doing playoffs. It's wild how quickly this season goes.
All right, 4th and 6. Garner in the shotgun. 2 receivers to his right. He's going to roll to his right. That's where he's going to look. He's got the pass off. It's caught. It's going to be 4th down. Or it's going to be 1st down on 4th down.
Yeah, really, really nice play call. I love the no-run play call. Roll your quarterback to the right. Almost a bootleg, and had another out route, which was similar to what Skyline did on their scoring drive. Great first down call by the offense.
And that's Hernandez on the catch, and he's caught that ball kind of in the same play about 3 times now. It's been very effective. So 1st and 10 from the 23. Nice job for the Bulldogs. Get a 1st down on 4th down.
And keep getting that separation for the receivers. The ball's going to get there.
Designed run from the snap, kind of a wildcat.
And that time it was Riker Good there,
Yeah.
Sean. Like you said, the wildcat, Riker Good taking the rep there.
I was watching, and Garner went out of the game. So now Garner back in the game. Riker good to his right hip. 2 receivers close to us. 1 on the right side. It's going to be a pass to that right side. He's got a receiver and touchdown. Nampa, 19-yard pass. And that's the 14, Ryland Rush. Haven't called his name yet.
No, we haven't, but it was an excellent fade on that far sideline. The far corner of the of this sideline here as we wait for the extra point. It was on the far hash, fade route. As the kick is good, Sean. But I said earlier, keep getting that separation. The balls are going to get there. The quarterback, your quarterback is good enough that those passes are going to work. And sure enough, great route, great throw. 8-7, Grizz are still up 1.
Yeah, nice drive after the interception. Nampa intercepts the ball at 10. At 10-10 in the second quarter. Takes a drive, 5-minute drive, because now we're down to 5:23. Drives it all the way down, goes for it on 4th and 6. The Bulldogs do. Hernandez pass out to the right side, good enough for a first down. And then on the next play, or no, they run one play. Riker good, quarterback direct snap for a couple of yards. Next play, fade to rush, 14-yard pass, touchdown, Bulldogs. And you talked about it, Joel. It could be special teams, right? Bulldogs missed a field goal, so it could be 10-8. Skyline faked their extra point, went for 2, got it, and that's the difference right now. 8-7, Grizzlies ahead of Nampa Bulldogs. 5:23 to go in the second quarter.
And again, we talked about this, Sean. When you see 16 versus 1, you think, okay, this is going to be, over in the second quarter. But here in the second with 5:23 to play, it's 8-7.
Yeah, in the turnover battle, check mark goes to the Bulldogs as they have 2 interceptions. Kickoff is up, and a little poocher again. They're trying to get the onside, nearly get it, and there's going to be a flag. And Nampa almost comes away with it. Kind of lost the ball for a second. I didn't quite know it was an onside.
Yeah, wild play as they onside pooch kicked it, Sean. But there's going to be a penalty, I believe, on Nampa. Grizzlies did recover it, luckily for them. Great decision there, though, by Nampa to keep the Grizzlies on their toes, not allow for any strong return. And I like the Nampa coaches trusting their defense. They say, you know what, let's do the onside kicks. Let's do these short pooch kicks because I trust you defense to get stops, even though we're giving them good field position.
Let's see what the penalty is. It's apparently a zombie, because that's kind of the motion that referee made. So, defensive interference?
Yeah, so it was kick pass interference. So they didn't allow the player to catch it. I think they hit him before he could catch.
Yeah, the initial line, right?
Exactly. So, and because they hit him before he could catch it, that's one reason why the ball went scawampus, even though Skyline did recover it. So that is something to, that's a concern when you do these short pooch kicks.
So no one gets hurt.
Yeah, no one gets hurt, and also, you might give them good field position if it kind of works, but they recover. But you're going to give them great field position if you commit a penalty like that, which they've done. Now they're in Skyline is in Nampa territory.
Yeah, after you're great saying it was a good job, the penalty neglects all that great idea, because now Skyline has great field position with 5:23 to go in the second quarter. Garcia in the shotgun, 1st and 10 from the 43-man motion. He's going to fake that off. He's going to go to Crockett. Crockett's going to excel for a first down. Zion Crockett doing Zion Crockett things very well.
And, similar to what I said with Nampa, hey, keep throwing that ball. It's going to be there. The receivers are getting open. Crockett as well. The blocks are going to happen. As the game goes on, those holes are going to open wider and wider for Skyline. And Crockett's so dynamic, he can get through just about anything little mouse in the house, if you will. And so keep running those plays. He's going to spring for a big one, and they should get in the end zone on this drive once again.
1st and 10 from the 31. 4:50 to go in the second quarter. Man in motion, that's who they'll go to. That's Kirkham. He'll cut into the hole. He's going to be met, but push for about 8 yards. And that's the three-headed monster, right? Kirkham,
Right.
Crockett, Garcia.
100%. And, you could also add in there the touchdown.
Liam Lynch. So the law firm of Lynch, Crockett, Garcia, and Kirkham.
100%. We should make a shirt, Sean.
Yeah, it's some names in Skyline Grizzlies that have been called all year long, thus earning them the #1 seed here in the tournament. As it's 2nd and 4 on the 25. Crockett's going to take this handoff, and he's going to take it to the house. Crockett, touchdown, Grizzlies. 25-yard run for Zion Crockett, Joel.
I think I need to go to Vegas, Sean. I called the last touchdown for Nampa, called this touchdown. Maybe I didn't call the Nampa touchdown, but I said keep throwing it. They're going to be open, and sure enough, they threw that fade. On this one, Crockett, that was 3 straight run plays, Sean. All run plays. First one was for Crockett, and the third one was for Crockett, and that was a big touchdown. The hole was there, made one guy miss, and he was gone. Extra point pending as Grizz now lead 14-7.
This time they'll go the traditional route, and they'll get it. And make the score 14-7. So kind of Nampa kind of gets the momentum. They get on the scoreboard after a long drive, goes for an onside type kick, doesn't get it. It was close, but unfortunately there was that penalty, right? Joel talked about it, and that penalty brought Skyline into Nampa territory, and Skyline runs a couple plays, and it's all pay dirt for the Grizzlies with a 25-yard Zion Crockett rush, bringing that score to 15-7 with 4:10.
And that 2-point conversion by Liam Lynch makes it interesting because every time Nampa scores, they will always be 1 point behind. And so at some point, if Nampa can keep pace with Skyline, they'll have to go for a 2-point conversion at some point.
Yeah, let's not forget, Nampa also missed a field goal.
And you and I've talked about, and when it get to playoff football, from anywhere from 3A all the way to 6A, your special teams are crucial.
Yeah, and Skyline's a team that prides themselves on special teams. They'll talk about special teams all day long if you ask them. So set to kick off here. Looks like the Bulldogs have Vassar back there. Here we go, kickoff. It's going to be fielded by Vassar. He's got some room. He'll be met. Tackled around the 25-yard line where the Bulldogs will take over with 4:02 to go in the second quarter. First half action, IdahoSports.com, playoff football, ICCU Dome. Joel and I, the only ones inside this evening.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Usually when we're here, Sean, this whole table is all the way down from door to door, is completely covered with reporters and other teams. Obviously, IdahoSports.com. But tonight, it's just us up here, and then we got the radio guys upstairs.
So first down and 10 from the 27 for the Bulldogs. They'll run it. They'll get a few. Kind of be interested. Nampa has thrown out. And that's Hernandez on the run, but Nampa's thrown out like everything. They've had Good, Hernandez. They've had the quarterback run. They've thrown the ball. I mean, the kitchen sink is next, I think.
definitely trying to establish the run to open up that passing game. And it's worked 2 out of 3 drives.
It's going to be a run up the middle, and never goes down is good, but it'll be good for a few yards.
Good is good. I'm sure other broadcasters from IdahoSports.com have said that this season. But good, a good runner.
This is going to bring up 3rd and 4. Nampa's done a good job controlling the ball, right? They've controlled the clock, really. Skyline's had the ball, but it's been big plays and quick scores. So 3rd and 4, 2:43 to go in the second quarter.
Coach's keys, convert 3rd downs. We'll see if they can do it here, 3rd and 4.
It's a big 3rd down, you feel. Garner back. He's in trouble. Escapes, rolls to his right. He's got a receiver, and it's in and out of the hands. Triple coverage there.
And who else, Sean, but Gage Searle on the pass breakup. Got there just in time.
Yeah, he was open. It was a good pass, running to his right. When you start running, it's harder to make that pass, and it was a good pass, but it's going to bring up 4th down. You'd imagine Nampa will have to punt here. 2:27. Plenty of time for the Grizzlies. You don't want to give the ball back this close to your own end zone.
And Skyline did a good job. Quarterback's first option wasn't there. He was tightly covered, and that's why he had to go deep. And Gage Searle was there to meet his man.
Nampa did shift their formation a little bit. Looks like they're still going to punt, and they will. This punt is got some height on it. Crockett calls for a fair catch wisely this time. And that'll be fielded around the 42-yard line where the Grizzlies will take over. The Nampa guy did kind of tackle him, but it was very inadvertent.
Yeah, he Crockett came in hot trying to catch that ball, and he came full speed. Nampa kid also coming in and tried to kind of get out of the way, kind of wrapped him up, but I think it was incidental. I wonder if they're going to talk about this, though, as you see the
Well, it's interesting, right? Crockett started running up and then started doing the hand motion.
2:17 left in your first half. Welcome back to the field, your Grizzly offense.
And nope.
So they're maybe just offset it and we play on.
Yep, so it's going to be 2:17 left in the second quarter. 1st and 10 from the 41. Garcia in the shotgun. Lynch to his right hip. Crockett in motion. And they're going to look for that screen pass. It's going to get some room. Is Victor Riviera.
That ball took a little bit of time to get there from Carmine Garcia. But Crockett, again, is just so able to find a little bit of space to punch through and get some good yards after catch.
So 2nd and 2, 8 yards on that catch. 2:11, clock. A little bit of an issue, I think, for both. Obviously, Skyline like to score because Nampa will get the ball at half. Nampa would like Skyline not to score and maybe have some time to go for something before halftime. 2nd and 2 on the 49. Garcia, shotgun. He's going to look at the pass down the middle. He's got a receiver. It's short, and it's intercepted again, Joel.
That's 3 interceptions thrown by Garcia. Ryland Rush, he was the touchdown receiver for Nampa, the dude who scored the touchdown on Nampa's drive. And Rush the ball took too long to get there from Garcia. Rush jumped the route, got in front of it. Interception, 2:05 to play. You were saying, Sean, enough time for the Grizzlies to score, enough time now for the Bulldogs to score.
So with 2:05, Carmine Garcia throws his 3rd interception of the first half. I don't know if that's ever happened. He's only got 6 picks on the whole year. 6 interceptions for the whole year and 3 already. This first half, 1st down Nampa. Handoff to Good. It's going to be met early. He'll get 2 yards. This clock rolls. It'll be interesting to see if Nampa elects to use some timeouts here. They won't. They're going to let the clock roll. Be 2nd and 8 on the 31.
And Nampa, they do receive the ball in the second half. So, yeah, they're in no rush to get down here and score.
It's going to be a bomb. It's going to be way overthrown, though.
I like that play call on 2nd and 8. Why not go for a big one? His man, again, was open, Sean.
Yeah.
He had the separation, just overthrew his guy.
I think you like if it happens. If you're trying to kind of run this out and not give Skyline the ball again, you don't like it because it stops the clock, and you're in that, again, that kind of awkward area of the field where you're on the 31-yard line of your own field. And, a pump from here is still probably going to give Skyline some room, but nevertheless, it's still 3rd down, and you got opportunity ahead. 3rd and 8 on the 31, 1:24 to go. Skyline ahead 15-7. Gardner in the shotgun.
Trying to another hard count. This time the defensive line budged, but they didn't cross the line, and Nampa will call their 2nd timeout.
Yeah, Nampa will take their 2nd timeout.
Levitt Select is locally operated with locations in Rexburg, Rigby, Idaho Falls, Twin Falls, and Boise. Levitt's mission is to help our community by providing policies personalized to each consumer's needs. The community they work and live in is their #1 priority. As such, they offer a wide range of insurance products and companies able to take care of their community's assets. Levitt Select in Idaho Falls wants to be your insurance professionals. Please call them today at 208-522-2582. Levitt Select Insurance, here for all your insurance needs.
And Nampa looking for a little insurance here to get into the second half of this game. They would love a score. There's only 1:24. They took their 2nd timeout. How did we get here? Well, you had the wrong bingo card.
Yeah, uncharacteristic picks from Carmine Garcia for sure.
But you have to give Nampa's DBs credit. They have covered well. 3rd and 8, it's going to be a pass. Gardner in a little bit of trouble as he rolls to his right. He's got the pass off. It's going to be overthrown, and it's going to be 4th down. Nampa looking for a flag. They're not going to get it.
No, I thought that was good coverage and way to push him out of bounds as the ball was hitting his hands.
And it's a little confusing to me, Joel, because Nampa their colors are red, blue, white, but their coaches have just blue jackets on across the way. And every time I look over, I'm like, is that Nampa's? Because they're all blue, Nampa in the white with the red helmets. Skyline in their traditional North Carolina set, light blue, dark helmets, unless you're an offensive lineman.
Yeah, I keep seeing that blue over there, and it reminds me of Coeur d'Alene or Preston. Kansas, right.
Nampa will punt it. It's high, not a ton of distance. They're telling them to get away from it. It'll take a Skyline bounce and then a Nampa bounce to the 40-yard line.
The ball wasn't sure where it wanted to go, but 40-yard line, Sean, 1:04 to play. Skyline can break a big one. And if I'm Skyline, though, Sean, I'm running the ball until the clock runs 0. Maybe take some timeouts. You have 3 still. But I wouldn't throw on this drive.
I'm going to have to disagree with you.
Let's go.
Your quarterback has 3 interceptions. You got, his confidence is not probably high right now. Let him maybe on this 1st down take a shot. See if you can get him back in the right maybe. Take a shot on 1st down. But they've got 5 wide receivers right now.
Empty backfield, but he's going to run this.
And come back on, looks to be a holding.
Yep. And Sean, I will counter your disagreement with actually agreeing. Yeah, for sure. Give him maybe a quick slant or, a 5 in, or give him a screen pass, which they've been successful all night.
Yeah, and I wasn't disagreeing with you, but I was going to say is you're playing with house money, right? There's only 57 seconds. You're getting the ball back at halftime. Really, why not go for it? But now you're backed up to the 30, and it's going to be 1st and 20. Now I'm on board with the run it until the clock goes out analysis.
And watch, they're going to throw a screen pass or a bomb.
Oh, yeah, I would not be surprised. So 57 seconds, scores 15-7, a much you know, I think a closer score than you would expect on paper. But if you look at these two teams, I'm not surprised. We've got a good one here at the ICCU Dome. Skyline will run it. Garcia will run it. And he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage and a little more as he gets out of bounds. Smart stops the clock and almost a first down. So a nice run. I think Nampa is willing to let him, you know, they're willing to let him get some of that back and avoid a big play.
Yeah, for sure. They're trying to keep everything in front of them. They were lined up in that kind of that base 3-4, but they also had someone coming up just in case there was a run to that right side. Garcia ran to the left side. You know, I like that play call, Sean, from the offensive coordinator, from his offense, because it allows them, okay, if we break open for a big one, run out of bounds, and let's try to go score. Or you run, it doesn't go anywhere. All right, let's just run this clock out. And the former happened, so here they go, maybe to try to strike.
2nd and 4 on the 46. Garcia all alone, but Crockett will join them in motion. So lots of receivers. Garcia in trouble. He's going to be almost wrapped up, but back, Joel. We'll have to see what the flag is, but what a piece of running from Garcia to avoid. He was halfway covered, tackled, and does not go down. And that is going to be on Skyline.
So a 15-yard penalty, but I didn't see what the penalty was, Sean. They did make a face mask signal, but it had to be a personal foul.
I mean, it's got to be some sort of
It's got to be a personal foul.
personal foul. So 2nd and 19. So Garcia got all the way back. Penalty brings him all the way back again. 2nd 19 from their own 31-yard line is the Grizzlies. The Skyline fans do not like it. With 40 seconds to go. It's first half, 15-7. Skyline ahead. Garcia in the shotgun. Man to his left hip. Garcia's looking to pass. Nampa brings the pressure, and he's going to let it go. And nearly intercepted again.
And that was number 23, Antonio Sandoval, on the coverage. And yeah, just hits his hands and goes out of bounds. Almost pulled that one in, 26 seconds. Skyline is not going into this half without a fight, Sean. They're trying to get down the field, but I don't know, man. I think you run this ball out.
Well, I think a little bit is they're trying to get Garcia something going, but let's credit Nampa Bulldogs. DBs are all over jumping routes. You have to be careful. You keep doing that, something's going to get past it, but right now, Nampa's secondary firmly in control.
Yeah, if Garcia does one pump fake and they get a double move, they might be gone.
Garcia's going to go to Kirkham, and it's caught by Kirkham as Garcia's going down. Trey Kirkham comes up with a huge catch, 2 Bulldog.
Incredible catch. I thought for sure that was going to be incomplete. Like you said, 2 Bulldog DBs came in for the deflection, and that was number 14 who comes up, a little hobbled, Ryland Rush. He has one interception and a touchdown, right? But Ryland Rush comes up a little bit gimpy, even though they were the ones who deflected it. Or sorry, even though they were the ones trying to deflect it, they end up a little bit injured.
So there's 18 seconds to go in the first half. Meridian Plumbing is the Treasure Valley's top choice when it comes to your plumbing needs. For 40 years, Meridian Plumbing has been serving new home builds and remodels, farms, businesses across the Treasure Valley. After your first service call with Meridian Plumbing, it will be easy to see why thousands of customers return year in and year out for all their plumbing needs. And just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Meridian Plumbing offers a no-charge dispatch fee. A search for your permanent plumber is one call, one click away, and that is Meridian Plumbing. Choose the safe, local plumber. Choose Meridian Plumbing.
This last minute has felt like another quarter. So the first quarter went by nice and smooth, good playing, you know, and the second quarter has been pretty good up until, this last minute or two. Absolutely, completely stalled out.
So after a huge Kirkham catch from Garcia, as Garcia's getting hit as he throws this ball. It's 1st and 10 from the 32. Crockett in motion. They'll give it to Crockett. He's got room. He'll make a man miss. He'll go down the right side. He'll go in for a touchdown is Crockett. 32-yard run. That's going to bring the score to 21-7.
Crockett owes his offensive line burgers, fries, and a shake, Sean. That hole was massive. And once he hit second level, that was Crockett, but he doesn't get to second level unless he gets that massive hole. My goodness. Great running from Crockett, but really good blocking from his offensive line as the kick is good.
32-yard run, and it only took about 10 seconds off what was just seconds left. So how quickly things turn is, you know, get an interception. You have to punt. Nampa gets the ball back. They have to punt. Skyline wastes no time. And with 10 seconds left, they get another score and will get the ball back to start the second half.
And I like the decision to give the ball to your playmaker, run the ball. You know, if it doesn't work out, we'll run out the clock and go to half, and we'll lean on our defense to get the stop in the third quarter. But also, you have Zion Crockett, one of the best players in Idaho, especially in 5A. So give the ball to Crockett, see what he can do, and sure enough, thanks to his offensive line and some dynamic running from himself, Crockett and Skyline get in for 6.
And now I remember we made this reference last year about Crockett and Tubbs, about Miami Vice. Now are you well versed in Miami Vice now, Joel?
That's
because
right.
Crockett doesn't need Tubbs tonight. Crockett is fine on his own.
I took some heat for the lack of Miami Vice knowledge last year.
Didn't think I was going to pull that out, did you?
Man, I did not. Great memory.
So 10 seconds left. Would imagine the Bulldogs, Nampa, probably not going to want to do too much here. But the Kirkham leads to Zion Crockett running touchdown. A little pooch kick to take some time off the clock. 5 seconds. Vargas Vassar on the return there, but there's a flag. Vassar's had an impressive night tonight, doing a little bit of everything. Run the ball, kick returns. I don't think he's caught a pass yet, but almost everyone Nampa's done a little bit of everything. It's really a team out there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it really is. And your coach, Ty Thomas, in his first season, you got to remember this team was 0-9 last year. And now they're in the playoffs in the first round. Yeah, they are playing the #1 team, but making the playoffs after going 0-9, you got to be super impressed as the head coach, Ty Thomas. But also, when you are the head coach, looks like they're going to go down in the victory formation and go into halftime. You got to be proud of the culture you've built. With that culture, you're not only getting everyone involved, but you're getting into the playoffs. Really impressive from this Nampa Bulldogs team and their coaching staff.
And that's what Nampa will do, though. Knee the ball. There's only 3 seconds left. That'll bring us to halftime. Skyline ahead 22-7 just after a quick strike. 32-yard run by Zion Crockett. So at halftime, your score is Grizzlies 22, Nampa Bulldogs 7. We'll take a quick break and be back for the halftime show on IdahoSports.com.
Dear road rivals, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Nissan and Ford charge extra for maintenance. At Toyota, we take care of our drivers. Join us. Toyota. Toyota. Let's go places.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost. 25% of enrollees pay $25 or less. Make sure to enroll by December 16th to get covered and save money.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota. Let's go places.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost. 25% of enrollees pay $25 or less. Make sure to enroll by December 16th to get covered and save money.
We're Valleywide Cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valleywide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Dear Triathlon, let's take on iconic trails and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
Idaho isn't your average state, and we are not your average people. We're looking out for one another. Our whitewater is aggressive, but our driving is not. We know all about taking chances, but we also know our limits. We drive safely because we care. It's who we are.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
Open enrollment is the time of year.
Oh, welcome back to IdahoSports.com's presentation of the Idaho High School Playoffs. I'm Sean Kane. I'm joined by Joel Richardson here up in almost the rafters of the ICCU Dome as Skyline is ahead 22-7 over Nampa. Just kind of go over a quick recap of how we got to this score. Again, Skyline, the #1 seed, the Bulldogs, your 16th seed. Well, Skyline started off kind of disastrous, right? Their first drive, interception thrown by Carmine Garcia. Nampa then punts. Then Skyline gets it back on track. A nice drive from their own 8-yard line after a booming punt leads to a 15-yard Liam Leach rushing touchdown. Nampa gets the ball back. They take it all the way down the field. They go for a 37-yard field goal. It's no good. Skyline takes over again, and Skyline throws another interception. Nampa gets the ball back. This time they drive it. They go for it on 4th and 6. They get it. Hernandez pass out to the right side, gets the first down, and then Nampa runs the ball once, and then it's a 19-yard pass to Rush for Nampa's first score. And then, with a minute left in the second quarter, it got wonky. Well, it didn't necessarily get wonky, but it went back and forth. Nampa has to punt. Skyline throws another interception. You think Nampa, will probably run the clock out. Skyline forces them to punt. Skyline has the ball near the 45. A couple penalties brings them all the way back. It's 3rd and about 19. And Crockett takes it 32-yard rushing touchdown to get that score to 22-7. And before I let Joel go, on the first Skyline touchdown, Skyline fakes the extra point, and a flick pass to Lynch ends up in 2, and that's how we get 22-7.
Yeah, and the score was really close, Sean, the entire game. And you and I talked off air. It really slowed down there late in the second quarter. We thought, maybe this will work for Nampa, as they've had long sustained drives, but it did not work for Nampa. They ended up having to turn the ball over, and Skyline took advantage of that. And you and I both, we kind of debated, okay, what is Skyline going to do here? Will they throw after throwing 3 picks? Will they run the ball? they ended up doing a little bit of both, Sean. They did have the big throw.
Joel, you were right. Is that what you want to hear?
But in the end,
Joel, you were right.
But in the end, they scored off of a run, Sean. But no, Zion, they got the ball to their playmakers, both Zion Crockett and the throw to Trey Kirkham, Kirkham fans. They got the big throw to Kirkham, the big run by Zion Crockett, and that made the score a 2-score game, 22-7. So if you're just joining us in the, as we're in this halftime, getting ready to start the second half, the score is not indicative for the entire game, Sean, as it was just 15-7 before that touchdown to close out the second quarter.
Could have easily been halftime right now. Grizzlies ahead 15-7 over Bulldogs.
Totally.
And, if we kind of look back at the keys of the game, ball control for Skyline, I would give it like a question mark, where they haven't really controlled the clock. They've been very effective when they had the ball, which was one of the keys. Offense is very effective. They did it. One key of the game was limiting turnovers. They haven't really gotten that done. 3 turnovers in the first half is not great, but you're still ahead, so it hasn't hurt you that bad. The defense limiting big plays and getting stops. Skyline defense really has done that. Nampa is only the score on one of their drives, so they've been able to do that. And special teams coming up with big plays, and that 2-point conversion could be the biggest play of the game if the Bulldogs close the gap here in the second half. For the Bulldogs, leverage and counter Skyline speed. They've done it a couple times, but definitely not enough. They haven't been able to slow down Crockett, Kirkham, and Garcia. They have no turnovers, so if they've done that, they've converted on a few third downs, but not enough third downs. Have they limited big plays? Unfortunately, there hasn't been a huge play. That biggest play was the 32-yard run by Crockett, but still that big catch, they haven't quite knocked off all their plays of the game. So their keys of the game, both teams are going to have to address them, right? No team has went down that list and said, we've checked all those off. They're going to have to go in halftime. They're going to have to kind of address, I think, those exact keys of the game both coaches gave us before the game, Joel.
Yeah, 100%. And remember, Nampa is scoring about 23 points per game, averaging 23 points per game. Opponents, though, they're allowing 22 points per game. Skyline, 35 points per game. Opponents, 13. So we're kind of hitting our averages right now. If Bulldogs can score one more, they would beat Skyline's average. But Skyline is on their way to matching their average of 35. They're still at 22. So, yeah, I think those 3 interceptions definitely hurt them, Sean.
Yeah, and I don't know if you knew this, Joel. I'm pretty sure you did. But there's 15 games this weekend on IdahoSports.com. I was just going to take a look at the 5A games before we get started here. Currently, Bishop Kelly is winning 34-3 over Pocatello. Minico 27-0 over conference opponent of Nampa, Embett. Twin Falls currently leading 10-0 in the second quarter over Lewiston. So, and I believe there was this Hillcrest Sandpoint score the announcer made.
Yes, Hillcrest was up on Sandpoint a lot.
Yeah, it was
30-something 0, I believe.
So those are the 5A games. And, well, what's that matter? What matters is, if you potentially think next round for either of these teams tonight, that Lewiston Twin Falls is who they would face. And right now, Twin Falls ahead in the second quarter, 10-0 over Lewiston. If Skyline wins, the game probably will be here at the ICCU Dome. If Nampa wins, they probably would have to go to either Lewiston or Twin Falls. So it'll be pretty interesting to see what happens in the second half as they added some more time on to the halftime. So we'll keep it right here. We'll look at some other scores. Me and Joel also do the East Idaho podcast Wednesday nights on IdahoSports.com. So let's check out some of our friends in East Idaho. Currently at the 6A level, a big game, I think, and 6A Middleton versus Highland at halftime. It is 3-3 defensive battle there.
Yeah, and apparently it's pouring rain, the wind is blowing, and the passing game is completely stalled out for both teams.
And, you know, we know Highland. I wouldn't say I'm an expert on Middleton, but Highland, Cedric Mitchell, Keaton Belknap, the quarterback, they can run the ball if need be. So good luck to both those teams. At the 4A level, Fruitland big over Teton, 40-7 in the third quarter. 3A, we had eyes on some of the 3A games. I'm kind of interested in that West Side Malad game. They had just played. They're playing again. Same with North Fremont and West Jefferson. 2A, Joel saw this one. Grace over Prairie, 22-0 at halftime. Grace is I don't think seeding in that bracket is maybe indicative to how good they are. And at the 1A level, we've got some games that have already happened. Garden Valley beat Shoshone 32-8. And another East Idaho team, Tri-Valley beats North Gem 42-20. So that will end North Gem's season. They had an up and down season, but they were fun to watch. Rusty Hatch, the running back there, one of my favorite high school football names.
Yeah, Rusty Hatch is great. His dad, Corey Hatch, they do a good job out there in North Gem. I got some scores for you, Sean, as well here. West Side leading Malad 36-0 at half. That was about 27 minutes ago. Also Blackfoot 20 minutes ago. Blackfoot leading Preston 10-7 at halftime.
That should be a good one.
And so that is a really good game. And we were right on the Hillcrest Sandpoint. 28-0 Hillcrest leading Sandpoint. But that was a few minutes ago, so that score has probably changed since the 28-0 update from our boys out there at Hillcrest. Shout out Lance Taylor.
Yeah, I will tell you the game in this 5A bracket I thought would be really competitive would be that Preston Blackfoot down in Preston.
100%.
Yeah, Preston goes on to, upset maybe on paper Pocatello to win the district championship and getting a much higher seed. I think they would have been like the 16th seed if they didn't win the district championship. The district championship champions get predetermined spots in the bracket. So we're ready for your third quarter. And Nampa will get the ball. Skyline got the ball to start the game, so Nampa will get it. Nampa has some work to do as far as the scoreboard. Kick is up, and it's a short one now. Skyline taking something out of, and then the ball's loose, and Skyline's got it. Wow. Skyline recovers. They do a shorter kick, and no one on Nampa wanted to get the ball, and Skyline's on our side of the field, and the coaches are grab it, and Skyline gets the ball.
Zero urgency from Nampa to go after that ball, like you said, Sean. Finally, someone tries to get it, and Skyline just mows them over. The ball gets loose. Skyline recovers on Nampa's side, almost inside the red zone, just outside on the 23-yard line. Great start from Skyline. As you were saying, Nampa had work to do on the scoreboard, but Skyline said, well, so do we.
Yeah, what a heads-up play by the Skyline players. You've got, if you're Nampa, you've got to get that ball. No one wanted to get it because once that ball's kicked, it's live. You can just grab it.
And it was that kind of, that pooch kick, and it wasn't an onside kick, but it ended up being an onside kick as Garcia's breaking all kinds of tackles.
Garcia dancing to the right side. It's not prom yet, but Garcia's got the dancing shoes on.
It's fun to follow these schools on social media, even sometimes some of the players, and you see, pictures of them going to homecoming or, prom in the spring. And these players, they know how to party, Sean. They all go to the dances together and get their boogie on, and he was boogieing on that play, man.
And and remember the boogie. Well, remember this kickoff as Skyline comes up with the ball after the kickoff, and this could be huge in the game as it's 2nd and 6 on the 19 now for Skyline in great field position. Handoff, Lynch, right side. Enough for a first down, drags a guy. And Skyline going on all cylinders right now.
And Liam Lynch doing a great job falling forward. That's what you want to do as a running back. Keep your hips squared to the end zone and keeping your legs moving so you fall forward. Great job from Lynch. And, you know, we talked about how Nampa, okay, they get the ball back in the second half. It's okay if you kind of stutter at the end of the first half. But Nampa did nothing for themselves to execute on special teams, and they don't get the ball in to start the second half. Skyline does, and Skyline about to punch one in.
1st and 10 from the 10. Handoff Crockett. He ducks inside. He'll get about 4 yards.
And a shoestring tackle there, a touchdown-saving tackle as Garcia made a man miss. Excuse me, Zion Crockett made a man miss. Almost made a man miss with his move. Great shift as he faked out, stayed inside, but still was barely tackled and stopped there on the 7-yard line.
Still trying to catch my breath from that kickoff. Skyline well conditioned, unlike me. 2nd and 7, 9:53 to go in the 3rd quarter. Heavy set run formation. That's what they'll do. They'll run it to the right side and not going down, and it's going to go in for a touchdown. Skyline firing on all cylinders.
And I can't tell if that was Bennett. Okay, that was Aaron Ojeda. I thought it was number 28, and I thought that's Aaron Ojeda running. Number 26, Aaron Ojeda in the I formation, Sean. We don't see that much. Quarterback Carmine Garcia goes under center, hands it off to Ojeda, and Ojeda just mauls everyone over, pushes, and gets it. He never went down, Sean. Stayed on his feet the entire run despite being stopped right at the line.
Ojeda with a nice piece of running. And the kick is good. Garcia also does the kicking duties.
Okay, so it was Bennett Southwick.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I was following the PA, and it said 28 on the number, but I wasn't sure because I don't think I've ever heard Bennett Southwick's number called in the run game, at least the games we've called, Sean.
Yeah, so it was Southwick.
But it was Bennett Southwick. He's listed as the linebacker. That dude, 5'11", 215, he's a senior, and it got his senior moment there as he goes from the 7-yard line all the way into the end zone. Definitely touched, but never goes down.
No, I think I've seen Southwick run it on some, like when they
kind
just
of
need
fullback plays, right?
Yeah, when they need just maybe some short yards or things like that. So nice job by Skyline to switch it up. So that's a Southwick 7-yard rush to bring the score to 29-7, 9:42. And just like that, Grizzlies out and ahead by a lot. I mean, that kickoff, so let's recap this. Let's go back. Skyline's kicking off to start the second half. They do kind of a pooch kick around the 30-yard line. Nampa just doesn't really go for the ball, and at the last second they do, it comes out, it's loose. Skyline recovers and then goes in for the go-ahead score, and could be devastating at this point.
Yeah, we went from a 1-score game right before the end of the second quarter to a 2-score game to close the second quarter to now a 3-score game. And just a matter, honestly, Sean, in 2 minutes. Well, we'll say 4 minutes.
Skyline to kick off again. It's going to be taken right on the goal line. Almost tripped up. Stays on his feet. Keeps going. And that's Vassar. Number 13, a junior. Vassar's been running the ball as well. Vassar, that's a nice run. He took it all the way from the 1 to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, like a popcorn kernel popping out of the machine, man. It just popped right out of that mass of bodies and was able to get a few extra yards all the way to the 32-yard line. So good field position for Nampa. You got to be a goldfish. Forget what just happened. You're down 3 scores. Move that ball. Play the next rep. And go down and score.
It's going to be a run by Good. Good's going to go to the left side for 5 or 6 yards. Close to a late hit, but a good no call. He's tackling him and goes out of bounds on first down from the 32. So I'll bring up 2nd and 6 on the 36. And we'll have to see how, Nampa's got to answer now, Joel. Their backs are against the wall. They need a good offensive possession here. You feel like this drive is extremely important for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, for sure. This drive will make this game.
Good again in that shotgun. He's going to take it himself. And not quite the first down, about too shy will be Good.
Yeah, Good ran into his own player, Makai Venegas. And I thought Good was going to bounce outside Sean, but instead he just ran right into his player blocking for him. And Venegas comes up a little hobbled.
And it looks like they're going to stick with Good right now. So we haven't seen Truman Garner in yet as the second half. Good's going to take it. He's going to hand it off to Hernandez. Hernandez is going to have more than enough for a first down.
Nice decision there at the mesh point. Good does give it. He doesn't pull it from his running back. And Hernandez gets a great gain, bouncing to the outside. Good blocks downfield and gets 10 plus for the first down.
So good drive put together right here by the Bulldogs. 8:37 to go, third quarter. Bulldogs down 29-7. Bulldogs now going left to right. Still Good in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off to Vassar. Vassar is going to get a few yards. We're going to have a flag on this play.
And Nampa's been doing a good job with ball security, Sean. They haven't given up. They had the fumble on the special teams, but in terms of on offense, they haven't had turnovers. They've turned the ball over on downs once, maybe twice, but they've done a good job of keeping the ball out of the hands of Skyline when they have been on offense.
So that penalty is going to be on Nampa. I think it was a block in the back. I'm surprised they don't have the refs mic'd up here at the Dome. We do have an injured player. We'll take a quick break as why they attend to the injured Bulldog. It's IdahoSports.com. Idaho High School Playoffs.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand.
As the players helped off the field, he seems to be all right walking with a little bit of help. That's 63 Julian Tappa. And we'll resume play, but it was a penalty. So Nampa had a good run there. It wouldn't have been a first down, but the penalty is going to bring him all the way back to the 47. So it's 1st and 20. I don't know if it was a holding or a block in the back. It was either one of those, but nonetheless, 1st and 20. Shotgun now. And that's Good launching it. And Good's got an arm.
He does. That was a really nice thrown ball, just too long for his receiver, Cartez Hernandez. And, you know, on that penalty, Sean, I believe it was a block in the back because it was on the call. But what Nampa has done, despite that penalty, now the incomplete pass brings up 2nd and 20. They've protected the ball, and that'll keep them in this game. That ball security is so crucial for them. Skyline has thrown 3 interceptions, but they're still up 29-7. They've recovered well despite those 3 interceptions, although Nampa did score on 1 touchdown. But Nampa, that's something to hang your hat on. That'll keep you in this game, protecting that football.
Yeah, you know, Skyline's defense has been pretty much lights out tonight, but Nampa does have great ball control. I couldn't agree with you more. No turnovers. If you're going to say Skyline had 3 interceptions and are ahead, you would have been, what? No way. But something, Skyline goes, there's still a lot of time to play. If Skyline goes on to win, you're not going to be able to give up 3 interceptions against a team that has a little more potent of the offense.
Yeah, 100%. And, and shouting out Nampa's culture when you're a new coach and you're coming off a winless season, but you can come into the first round of the season, make the first round of the playoffs, play the number 1 team in 5A, and so far come away with no turnovers. That's an impressive job. That's an impressive start for first season's ending for this coach.
3rd and 15 from the 48, 7:22 to go in the third. It's going to be a pass, and it's caught, and it's going to be enough for a first down. Nice little screen to Good. Garner comes back in, gives it to Good on the screen pass. First down.
Yeah, great execution. Let all the defensive line through, and he had an army of blockers with him. Great decision there from Good and the Bulldogs.
I'll have to tell you, Nampa is keeping me on my toes on who's back there at quarterback.
100%. And I got to remember, wait, did Sean just say Good, or did he say somebody else?
Well, Good didn't throw a pass the whole first half and has now. And then Garner came back in on that play, hits the receiver for a first down on the 36. It's going to be a handoff. Middle right side, helmet comes off. The player's going to have to come out. And on the run was... We'll see. Now the rest was Hernandez on the run. It's going to be good for 3 yards.
And if this helps Sean, record Good just ran off the field, so Good is out. So you'll know
or
that
he's
it's
getting
not
the play. Oh, nope. Gardner's coming back in. I see him down. So it's Garner in the back, shotgun, 2 running backs to each hip, 2 wide receivers each side. It's going to be a run, Hernandez, and he's stuffed. And that in. Lopez, 15 of Skyline in there quickly to stuff that, and that was a great piece of defensive work by Lopez.
Yeah, dude, Dom Lopez, the 210 senior, 210-pound senior, hits the running back Hernandez immediately at the line. Does a great job stuffing out that run play and forcing a 3rd and long.
So Good now in the shotgun, 3rd and 7. 2 receivers and timeout Nampa. Did you know that most kids don't drink alcohol or use drugs? In fact, the majority choose to stay substance free. And in Idaho, approximately 9 out of 10 kids are not drinking or using drugs. Parents, did you know that talking to your kids about your expectations for them to not drink alcohol or use drugs is one of the things most associated with your kid making healthy choices? Let's keep Idaho's youth safe. Brought to you by the Southwest District Health and the Partnership for a Successful Program.
And how about Grand Peaks in Idaho Falls and Ammon? Grand Peaks Community Health Center is proud to support our local athletes and keep them healthy on their road to the state titles. Grand Peaks has been serving the Upper Valley in St. Anthony and Rexburg for many years and is excited to now serve Idaho Falls. They provide affordable medical, dental, behavioral health, and pharmacy services for the entire family. Visit grandpeaks.org online for a full list of services. That's Grand Peaks Community Health Center, new to Idaho Falls.
And what's not new is Skyline leading in the ICCU Dome of a high school playoff game as they're ahead 29-7, 5:25 to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 7, big 3rd down for Nampa here as they took a timeout, maybe to change personnel, but they got 4 wide receivers, man in motion, and it's going to be a false start. And they did. They brought back in Gardner and Good were both in the backfield, but it's going to be a false start and back this up and make it 3rd and 12.
Yeah, Ryland Rush at the top of your screen on the far side. Moved before the snap, and he was called for the false start.
So 3rd and 12 now. Same formation, 2 wide receivers, man in motion. It's going to be a pass, left side, overthrows the receiver is Garner.
And it's a well-thrown ball. It looks pretty coming out of his hands, just too strong every time. And but the receivers are getting separation. So you're close there. I think, Sean, it's 4th and 12. You're down 3 scores, 5:20 to play. It looks like they may be punting this one away. But I don't know if you don't want to go for it.
4th and 12 on the 38. You know, this part of the field is where Skyline's defense is clamped down. And Nampa is in a punting formation. And Nampa is getting one more player running on the field. I think it's Kirkham back to receive the punt. And Nampa's just going to straight up punt it. Nearly blocked. It's a short punt. And it's going to take a favorable Nampa bounce all the way to the 3-yard line. Skyline wanting some sort of flag on that. A lot of stopping. Oh, there is 2 flags. Excuse me. It might be hitting the punter. Yep.
Yeah, 100%. He completely hit the punter. Totally unnecessary.
And even getting hit, that punt was exceptional.
Right.
And it's the big punting penalty, so that's going to give the Bulldogs a 1st down. So costly mistake for the Grizzlies. Luckily, they're still ahead 29-7 with 5:07 to go in the 3rd quarter. But it's going to give a fresh set of downs to the Bulldogs. 1st and 10 from the 23.
I mean, yeah, you gifted them. Like you said, Sean, fresh set of downs, great field position. In the playoffs, you cannot be making that play if you're on special teams.
Hand off to Good. It will be for maybe 1 or 2. And, you know, so now as this game went on, the matchup is very clear. Like, if Nampa isn't playing a team like Skyline, Nampa could beat a lot of teams. Skyline is just built to beat a team like this with the quick scores and not having to have long drives. But if you're in a grinded out game with Nampa, man, Nampa has great control of the ball and clock management. They've had the ball for just long chunks of time. It's going to be a pass. Looks to his left, rolls to his left.
Yep.
Is Truman, and there's going to be a penalty. He's going to get probably a 1st down, but I think it's going to come back.
Yeah, for sure. Truman was dead at rights back there in the backfield. Truman Garner was. His offensive lineman on that left side held too long. The defensive lineman tried to get free to tackle Garner, but he didn't let him go. And that is a hold, and they'll go back 10 yards, 2nd and 20.
So, penalties, you know. There was a holding on Nampa in this drive already that brought him back. Really kind of led to the punt, but then Skyline with the hitting the punter penalty gives Nampa the ball back, and then now another holding penalty. 2nd and 20 on all the way back to the 33 now for Nampa. 4:19 to go in the 3rd quarter.
And the playoffs can feel like a second season sometimes, Sean. You got to kind of get those wrinkles out, get the nerves out a little bit. And so some of these first games, you'll have a lot of penalties.
In trouble. He's going to be sacked. And that's a sack. And that's Kason Smith with a huge sack. And he's the defensive lineman on the edge. And he came all the way through and wraps up Garner. And that's a huge sack.
Yeah, Kason Smith is one of the key players to this team on the season. He has 11 sacks. Give him 1 more. The coaches have been talking about him. Coach Berger and his defensive coordinators have been talking about Kason Smith all season long. Comes off that edge. and creates havoc and does that just there. 3rd and 23.
3rd and 23, drops back for a pass. It's intercepted. Skyline's got it. He's going to go all the way. Pick 6. And it's Smith on that pick 6. 70-yard pick 6 for Kason Smith. Skyline firmly in control, 35-7.
Kason Smith heard us praising his name on that sack, and he said, give me some more. Gets that pick 6. That ball was tipped. Kason Smith gets it in the air and runs it back. Like you said, Sean, he wasn't even close to the touchdown, but you said he is gone. And sure enough, he was. Great defensive effort there from the Skyline defensive line, including the pick 6 from Kason Smith.
Kason Smith, sack, his 12th of the season. They've only played 9 games. You do the math, Joel. And then next play, 70-yard pick 6. Grizzlies 35, Bulldogs 7. Extra point is no good.
Yeah, just pulls it right. But, man, Kason Smith does damage. And now it's a more normal score, Sean, with 35-7, as if they never did the 2-point conversion on that first touchdown.
Yeah, wipe it away. So, Skyline with 2 scores here in the second half. Southwick 7-yard rush and a pick 6 by Kason Smith. 70-yard touchdown just after getting a sack. I want to emphasize that. That's pretty sweet. You get the first sack of the game for either team, and then the pick 6. And I wonder if they have the chair down there. If you've been to a Skyline game, they have like a turnover throw,
right, yeah.
And all the players are over there. And we can't see it, but Kason Smith's sitting on something.
Whether it's metaphorical or real, he is definitely sitting on some kind of glory in this game. That was just an amazing set of defensive plays from the senior.
Yeah, 12 sacks now in the season. This is only the 10th game. Force to be reckoned with. As we are set to kick off here. 3:19. And you kind of, it started, you would have to say Skyline, even though they have been leading most of the game, it started off a little rocky.
It was quiet from Skyline for sure.
The interceptions. The defense has not started off quietly. I feel like the defense has been solid pretty much all game, only letting the Bulldogs score 7 points on one drive. The Bulldogs have gotten yards. They've gotten across the 50, but that Skyline defense has tightened its grip every time they get close. The kick is a boomer, and it's going to go back for a touchback. So Nampa will take over from the 20-yard line. And what do you think, Joel?
I think you said it, the Grizzly defense is really good. I think the offense has answered the call as the game has gone on. The offense has gotten better, and great teams show that on offense. They may not be explosive, but they answer the call when their defense is setting them up for success. And not all great teams have these, high-powered, octane offenses where it's home run play after home run play, but they're consistent and they march down the field, and yes, then they mix in maybe some of those big plays. And Skyline's offense has been consistently positive. Despite those 3 touchdowns, they're up 35-7. Those 35 points, most of them from offense, one of those from Kason Smith on defense.
Nampa, first down and 10. It's going to be a run to the right side is good. And Nampa, they've got a lot of trickery in their offense, and you just feel they're like one more season,
right?
Or it's pretty close. And defensively, Skyline just has a big defense up front, and their linebackers move all over the place, and it's hard. But Nampa is just on the verge of one of these plays going going for big yards, but the offense, just a lot of motion in it.
You know, a lot of their playmakers are juniors. You mentioned 1 year away. And a lot of these guys will be back next year as they're stuffed on the run.
Yeah, Vassar on the run again. It's going to bring up a quick 3rd and 6. Vassar on that carry. 3rd and 6 from the 24. 2:53 to go in the 3rd quarter. We'll have to keep a little bit of an eye out on who the Grizzlies may play if they are able to come away with the win here. Good now, good to throw. He's going to run. Left side, trips up a little bit. He's going to be, I believe, short of the first down. Have to see where exactly they're going to spot this ball.
Yeah, and number 13, Robert McPherson, and number 9, Kason Smith ran into each other as they were both trying to get to the backfield and getting the quarterback. And McPherson is hurt. We'll recognize a few sponsors. Levitt Select from Skyline is locally operated with locations in Rexburg, Rigby, Idaho Falls, Twin Falls, and Boise. Levitt's mission is to help our community by providing policies personalized to each consumer's needs. The community they work and live in is their #1 priority. As such, they offer a wide range of insurance products and companies able to take care of their community's assets. Levitt Select in Idaho Falls wants to be your insurance professionals. Please call them today at 208-522-2582. Levitt Select Insurance, here for all your insurance needs.
As they attend to the player, we'll take a quick break and thank some of our sponsors. You're watching IdahoSports.com, Idaho High School Playoffs.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. As the Grizzlies are ahead 35-7 over the Bulldogs. Injured Skyline players off the field. And we're back to the game. It's 4th and 2. Nampa will run it. They didn't get the first down after that play. And I think he'll have enough here on the run for a first down.
Yeah, it was a hard run right at the middle, lowered his helmet and busted through, just got enough for the first down. Nice play from the Nampa Bulldogs.
2:19, 3rd quarter. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 31.
And we've got an update, Sean. Minico wins 40-6.
And Joel, your favorite player had quite a game.
Oh, man. Preston Sonner Cranny, my goodness, 5 touchdowns, and he didn't play the 4th quarter. And the game I did out there at Minico Burley, I think he scored 7, if not 8, and that tied the Minico touchdown scoring record.
If someone could tell me, phone it in to me, how many touchdowns does he have on the year? I mean, it's got to be double digits. 1st and 10. It's going to be a designed run snap, Wildcat. The Cat will get stopped just after a 3-yard carry.
We got to find a name for it since they're the Bulldogs, Sean. The Wild
Pack Attack.
The Wild Pack Attack.
Southwick on the stop. Now Southwick has a touchdown, but typically you hear his name on the defensive side of the ball. Very dynamic Grizzly team.
The Wild Dog.
the Wild Dog.
There you go.
The Wild Dog out of Nampa. It's going to be 2nd and 7. 1:19 and counting here in the third quarter. Handoff, and that's Vassar, I believe, is going to break one, but going to be gobbled up by the Grizzly Den.
Man, Vassar did a good job, really hard running from Vassar, forcing almost the entire cadre of linemen and linebackers of the Grizzlies to bring him down. And he finally does go down, but man, hard running from Vassar. And looking forward to seeing him more next year, Sean, as he's only a junior.
Yeah, there's a good mix of seniors and juniors on this Bulldog team. Many of them will return. It's going to be 3rd and 5, 30 seconds to go. It's going to roll to his right side is good. He's going to throw it too low, just getting rid of the ball.
Yeah, Good had his man open. It was a good route by Makai Venegas, but skipped it on the ground, incomplete. We got a score update. Sean, Middleton defeats Highland 6-3.
Wow.
2 field goals is all it took, Sean. 6-3.
So the last year's state champs, first round exit. Middleton will move on to play Coeur d'Alene, I believe. Nampa will have to punt here on 4th down. High punt. It's going to go out of bounds around the 35-yard line where Skyline will take over.
You know, Coach Berger has got to be happy with that, especially because there was no roughing the kicker. And on the last punt, when they did rough the kicker, Coach Berger let his player have it.
Well, it's a fine line, right? You're up, so you sometimes want to work on, bringing the house on the punter, but also you don't want to give up penalties. You don't want to give Nampa another fresh set of downs. So it's really a fine line in the coaching realm, and the Skyline coaches know how to do it very well. Skyline's not too far removed from a state championship coming in 2022, where they went 3 in a row, 20, 21, 22. 1st and 10, handoff. Skips the tackle, but nearly broke it was Lynch.
Lynch read that play really nicely. He wanted to go between the numbers and the hash marks, but he got a great block, bounced outside, and got another 10 yards. So nice vision there from Lynch.
So 8 yards on that run. Bring up 2nd down and 2 on the 46. 11 seconds to go in the third quarter. Garcia, shotgun. Man in motion now, late. That's who it's going to go to, and sometimes when you draw that play up late, you get a false start, and that's what happened. Now back Skyline up 5. It only took 1 second. So now it'll be 2nd and 7 on the 41. And actually, Skyline's got Aaron, is that 26 in running back?
Aaron Ojeda?
Ojeda in now in running back.
Aaron Ojeda, just a junior. Similar to Liam Lynch. They're kind of duo in the backfield.
Crockett, the man in motion. We're going to Ojeda. He's going to spin, turn, drive, get back to basically where they just were to make it 3rd and 3 or 2. And that's going to end the quarter. IdahoSports.com. Welcome back to IdahoSports.com, where the Skyline Grizzlies are up 37-7 as we start the fourth quarter. Grizzlies on a quest to regain that blue trophy. Long road to go still another quarter to go. Nampa, after going 0-9 last year, getting some wins this year, and 4-5 this year. Big improvement. Moving down in the classification, first-year head coach, but still to get 4 wins on the season, 3-3 in their conference, 3 wins there. Skyline will have a 3rd and 3 on the 45. Tight formation. It's going to be handoff to Kirkham. Kirkham will spin for that first down, and he'll get it.
And if you're Skyline, this is where you want to bleed the clock, run that ball. It's been working most of the game, and you'll probably get at least one more score out of it, Sean.
Yeah, I mean, passing, it's a contrast, right? Garcia did make some big throws. Also had 3 interceptions. But now, you're up 35-7. There's 1 quarter left. I think you run the ball and run out the clock. 1st and 10 from the 48. Garcia in the shotgun. Two wide receivers closest to us. Crockett in motion. That's who they'll go to. Almost breaks 1 tackle, but nice job finishing that is Hernandez. So 2nd and 9, only 1 yard. I don't even know why I say 2 receivers lined up, because I know one of those receivers is going to go in motion.
Someone's moving.
And it's usually Crockett.
And I'd like to see Garcia as a senior quarterback. He's been a quarterback here for a couple of years for Skyline. I'd like to see him manage this clock well. Take as much time off it as possible without taking a pre-snap penalty.
Crockett in motion, fakes it to him. Garcia's going to take a big shot down the field, and nice, batted away by the Bulldogs.
Good defense there from number 16. Was that 16 on the coverage? It was.
Portis.
Okay. Yeah, Portis.
Portis gets one
Javon
hand
Portis.
in there.
Yeah, good job. Another junior for Nampa. Really, man, Sean, this Nampa team could be really good next year.
I mean, the Nampa defensive backs, or really anyone in the secondary who's played for the secondary in Nampa, they would get the 3 stars of the game. Their secondary has been very good. So 3rd and 9, 10:27. Garcia rolls to his right, in trouble. It's going to be a penalty. Garcia's going to chuck it down to Kirkham. Kirkham's going to catch it, but that's going to come back. There's a block in the back. Yeah, block in the back is going to bring that back, and it's going to be unfortunate. Kirkham was wide open.
Yeah, and it was a good throw too. He was able to spring free from the collapsing pocket because of that block in the back.
And it's one of those, he doesn't do the block in the back. It's probably a sack. So, you got it. It's hard.
10-yard versus 7, 8-yard loss. Maybe really doesn't matter. Yeah, good point.
It's pretty close. So I'll bring up a 3rd and 19 on the 43 now for the Grizzlies. 10-17. Garcia shotgun. 3 bunch receivers to the left. He's going to roll to his right, though, in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. A nice job by
and Garcia comes up a little hobbled on that sack.
And that looks like number 12, Noah Neville of Bulldogs, with a huge sack. It's going to bring up 4th and forever, 4th and 26, 9:47 to go. Skyline will punt for the first time tonight.
Yeah, I didn't like those decisions throwing it as much as they did, Sean. I wanted to see more running, milking the clock. The running game has been working all game long. at the same time, you also want to practice these throwing plays, right? You want to stay sharp in the passing game. As it's a high snap.
Bobbled. It's going to be picked up by the punter, but tackled immediately. And Nampa will get great field position. So kind of disastrous series of events there for Skyline. The score, you know, they're fine in the score area, but big penalty, a sack, and then bobbled on the punt on the snap. And that's, you know, one of the keys of the games the coach talked about is you've got to be solid in special teams.
And we'll see if the defense, we've talked about the defense has been locked down all night. Now you're playing for pride. You probably have the win, but at 35-7, your defense averages 13 against you.
Good bounces to the right side. He'll get a few before he's brought down.
Excuse me, your opposing offenses score about 13, are averaging 13 points against you. So I'd like to see what the Skyline defense does here. Can they hold as they've done all night?
So Twin Falls defeats Lewiston 31-9. So that means the winner of this game will play Twin Falls. Pass, has a receiver, almost caught. It's going to be a flag. Almost a one-handed grab, Joel.
Yeah, almost got it. Impressive play there from Venegas, the kicker, also wide receiver.
Soccer player.
And after that penalty, they're going to be inside the red zone, Sean. Nampa, that is.
Yeah, the pass interference penalty. The receiver was. Now he's kicked a 39-yard field goal to win the game against Skyview. And had 3 receptions and a 72-yard touchdown. So he's dangerous out there in the receiver slot. It's going to be a handoff, but going to trip up on himself and get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he saw the hole. He saw some of that green grass in the Bengals end zone there in the black and orange. And got a little excited, I think, and tripped over himself, like you said, Sean, and falls almost immediately after receiving the handoff.
Second 11, so actually a 1-yard loss. Garner's back in the shotgun. Good to his right hip. He's going to drop back to pass. He's going to go to that corner. He's going to find his receiver and got to wait for the sign touchdown.
My goodness, what an amazing catch.
And that's Rush again.
That's Rush again. So he's caught both touchdowns for this Bulldogs team, Sean, and both were fade routes. And Rush turns around right in the exact moment, catches that ball in the air, gets a foot down. Another 6 for Rush.
It was pretty much the same play that they scored earlier on the same side of the field.
100%.
It's going to bring Nampa to 13. The kick is good. So 14-35, 14 is their score with 7:41. Grizzlies ahead. But a nice job there by Nampa. Great defensive kind of set there by Nampa as they get the sack, force a long punt, bobbles the punt, and Nampa takes over with incredible field position around the 20 and go ahead touchdown pass to Rush, his second.
When you're down 3 scores, Sean, we both kind of, well, maybe we both didn't. I said this game was in the bag for the Grizzlies, but you're down 3 scores. If you're the Bulldogs, you can make the Grizzlies get to the air. If you can stop the run and force the Grizzlies to throw, the throwing game has not been strong for the Grizzlies tonight. You may have a chance to get this ball back, score another touchdown, and really keep this game interesting. But there is still a bit of life for these Bulldogs.
Yeah, I mean, that's why you have to play the game.
And finish the game.
Yeah, Nampa's in a big hole. You know, and the only thing Nampa's going to maybe scratch their head about if they don't come away with a win is he had 3 picks. He didn't really capitalize on those turnovers and get points, right? If we go back and they capitalize on those picks, man, this game is a nail biter. But the Nampa defense will have to come up with something big. Skyline, the last few drives has not been clicking, right? They've kind of been going away from what works, right? If you're Skyline, I think you go back to what works now. 7:41, 35-14. And there's been a lot of interesting kicks in this game. So we'll see what Nampa elects to do here.
Yeah, if you're Nampa, you do another squib kick off onsider.
And it's just a traditional onside kick, and Nampa recovers. Can you believe it?
That was perfect. Bounced off the Skyline special teams man. And Rush,
and it's
the man who
Rush.
scored the touchdown, recovers the onside kick.
If you can believe it, 2 onside kicks recovered. Skylines was non-traditional. The one we just had happen, Rush gets it. What a great kick. Took a huge bounce, goes past. And Nampa's going to take over here, keeping the Skyline Grizzly offense off the field without taking any time away. So it's 7:41. Nampa 1st and 10 on the 44. They're going to pass it. Hernandez open, caught. He'll gain 5.
If you're Nampa, you got to clock management is huge right now, as you have less than 7 minutes 30 seconds to play in this game.
And Nampa's, on their scores, it's been kind of controlled, time consuming. Now you've got to kind of kick it up a gear. 7:14 and ticking. 2nd and 7. Handoff to Good. Good. It's got room. There's going to be a flag. Good almost breaks free, but I believe this is going to come back on a holding.
Yeah. The fans and the coaching staff all wanted the holding on that play, and they'll get it. And so Skyline doing a good job getting in that backfield and forcing that hold to happen so Good could get free.
Nampa been running a lot of kind of delayed handoffs, and as the game goes on, those defensive linemen start to time that, and that's what happened right there. They timed it very well and got in to cause disruption. 6:58, 2nd and 17 from the 49. Garner in the shotgun, he's gonna throw it across the middle, dangerous, no good, a little high. And that was to Rush, and why not? Rush is rushed to everything today.
Well, with that, it brings up 3rd and 17. You're trying to get down the field, Sean, but like you said, Nampa has not. That has not been their bread and butter this game. Their scoring has been sustained drives, but while they're trying to throw and get down the field quickly, that's led them quickly to a 3rd and 17. But you almost guarantee you can guarantee this is 4-down territory.
Gardner's shotgun, rolls to his right. He's got a receiver. It's going to just get maybe back to the line of scrimmage. And that's going to bring up 4th and 11 or 10.
Nolf with a great tackle on Rush to make sure he doesn't get any further yardage. He's a little bit shaken up after that play, but that does set up a more manageable, it's still not great, Sean, but a more manageable 4th down, 4th and 11.
And Rush coming to our side of the field. That's who I'd look for if I was the Bulldogs. Rush has been electric tonight. 4th and 11. Garner in the shotgun. Good to his right hip. Clock ticking, 5:56. Garner will drop back. He's in trouble, and he is sacked. And guess who?
Number 25, Jonathan Sawyer Danielson from the defensive line coming in from the other side of Cason Smith, finishes the sack, or gets the sack, and finishes what Cason Smith started. Huge sack there. Turnover on downs for the Skyline Grizzlies.
Yeah, when you have Cason Smith on one side, probably going to double team. And that's what happened there.
So that defensive stop that we were kind of calling for, Sean, in the last drive that didn't happen, Nampa scored, happened on this drive. And that defense shows why teams are only averaging 13 points against them.
Yeah, and you knew Nampa had to pass. I think Skyline knew. They brought the house. It worked. Crockett in motion. It's going to go to Crockett. It's going to be the same kind of false start penalty he had just moments ago when Skyline had the ball.
And if you're Skyline, you're preparing for the next round, and you're trying to make a deep run in these playoffs. Sean, with these types of penalties, false start penalties, that's not going to get you deep in the playoffs.
No, and you're in, and there's 5:45. It's 35-14. I mean, Skyline probably going to go on to win this game. They're going to play Twin Falls. I've seen Twin Falls, and what Twin Falls is good at is run defense. It'll be an interesting matchup if that's what ends up happening. So 1st and 15 from the 47 after the false start. Garcia in the shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Crockett in motion. And it's going to go short screen pass to number 10. He's got space. He'll be tackled. And that's Boston Hughes.
Boston Hughes, the junior, trying to get some other guys reps. As, Crockett will be back next year, but other guys won't, including Trey Kirkham, who has been huge for Skyline this season. They hope for a lot from Trey Kirkham in the playoffs. He's been great tonight, but great to get other guys reps.
I feel like Crockett has been playing for Skyline for a long time. To only be a junior, but great player. 2nd and 5. Garcia's shotgun. Crockett in motion. Low snap. It's going to be a handoff. It's going to be probably enough for a first down. Is Lynch. Liam Lynch, only a junior too. Lynch and Crockett will be back next year. I mean, like we're talking, it's only the first round of the playoffs, and we're talking about next year, Joel. We got to slow our roll.
Yeah, for sure.
I got to slow it back.
It's fun to see these players who are dynamic, who are good football players, and you look at the roster and you realize, oh, they're only a junior, so you get to see them play more, which gets me excited. So I have to got to mention it. But for sure, this season is far from over for the Skyline team. And if you're Nampa, you're playing for the next rep. You're playing for the next 2 minutes.
Handoff. Lynch. It was just needed 1. It was 3rd and 1. They're going to get it. It's going to bring up 1st and 10 on the 36.
And also, if you're the Bulldogs, the seniors on this team, this is their last game, Sean. Their last football game. So you're playing for the seniors next to you. A lot of these guys won't ever play football again, tackle football, that is. And so you really want to enjoy this moment, play your hardest, win the next rep.
1st and 10 on the 36, 3:30 left to go in the ball game. Handoff. That's going to be stuffed out. Oida on the carry there. Clock continues to roll. 3:16. Skyline 35. Nampa 14. A very exciting first round matchup. Throw the seeds out the door.
After this next play, Sean, we have some East Idaho scores updated. Finals.
Garcia is going to take it himself. He fumbles. He's going to recover it himself, but he never quite got the handle off the snap. Did Garcia.
That's Cooper Thomas
there. Oh, Cooper Thomas.
Yeah,
we
the
have
sophomore.
we have this. Okay, so we've got to change. Cooper Thomas is now in. I thought he looked different.
Right. He kind of bobbled that snap, looked a little bit unsure. And then when I saw the number, I realized that is not Carmine Garcia.
His night's probably done.
Those scores, Sean, that I teased. Ryrie defeats Marsing 28-15. You and I have been high on Ryrie all season. And then Fruitland defeats Teton 47-13.
It's a different man in motion. It's going to pass it. It's got a receiver. It's got. And again, Vic Rivera. First time we've called his name on the reception.
And Cooper Thomas, that was a laser, Sean. That came out of his hands so quick. Thomas threw that ball hard. And for a sophomore quarterback playing, he's played a few times, and he's played well, but great to see that in a playoff game.
Cooper Thomas, again, only a sophomore. He's going to look to throw again. He's got a receiver. It's caught. Touchdown, Grizzlies. And the future is bright for Skyline.
The future is here, Sean, no doubt. That was to number 84, Taliai Molifua.
Fua for a 30-yard touchdown pass.
Molifua, that was a sophomore-to-sophomore connection, Sean, as Molifua is a sophomore, and obviously Cooper Thomas, 10th grader as well. Really cool to see those underclassmen get a touchdown in the first round of the playoffs. 41-14, extra point pending.
Yeah, it's rare that, your backups will get in, but, injury or anything, you got to be ready to go. And what an opportunity for these young players to get some minutes.
But Garcia still comes in for the kicking game there, Sean.
Yeah, Garcia still scoring points, just not as the quarterback. So that brings our score to 42-14. Skyline ahead, 1:54 to go in the ball game. And it hasn't been, all that pretty for Skyline. The score, if you woke up tomorrow morning and looked at the score, you'd be like, oh yeah, they're the number one. Nampa's the 16. They won the score. I mean, it's been totally indicative to the game. It's more, modern art and a little abstract. Skyline a little abstract today. A few uncharacteristic things, 3 interceptions, different things. But the defense has been phenomenal, really. And then the offense has got it done when they needed to. But yeah, good game here tonight. I mean, the score doesn't totally represent it to me. Nampa doing a tremendous job. Just not as quite as much offensive power as this Grizzly team. I would guess just a regular kickoff at this point. And I was right for the first time all year, Joel. And it's fumbled or bobbled on the receiving. Picks it up. He's going to go. He's got a full head of steam. It's Vassar. And no, that's Hernandez. Excuse me. Hernandez on the run there.
Well, and either Hernandez or Vassar both have had great games tonight, honestly, Sean. Yeah, you mentioned the offense hasn't had as much power, hasn't had as much production as Skyline's offense. A lot of that due to Skyline's just tenacious defense. But Vassar and Hernandez, Sean, only juniors. Again, they'll be back next year, which is super exciting for this Bulldogs team.
So 1:48 to go in the game. Nampa will take over here. Hand off to Hernandez. Hernandez has got room. He's going to break to the right side. He's got green, and he'll go out of bounds just past the 40.
Great blocking on that right side. He bounces out. Gets one more block. They set that edge. Or excuse me, they pull and defeat the set edge. And they get a big run there. Nice play.
Skyline also have a few different personnel in on defense. But Hernandez, great piece of running. He'll be back big time next year. It's going to be a delayed handoff. It's going to go nowhere. And that's good. Actually going to be a 1-yard loss. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11 on the 41. Skyline will go on to play Twin Falls. Handoff, almost a first down. Another score coming in hot. Madison 42-7 over Eagle.
As East Idaho prepcasters, Sean, as the East Idaho guys, that's a pleasant score. As you know, we've been singing Madison's praises all season. Great run game, stout offensive defensive lines, but you never know how is that going to translate to some of those Boise schools out there in the Treasure Valley. They're year in and year out solid schools, but Madison takes it.
28 seconds to go. Vassar on the run this time up the middle. It's going to be enough for a first down. Yeah, Madison definitely, I felt like, had the best bracket for a team not getting a bye. So 1st and 10 from the 27. 10 seconds to go. Nampa will run one more play. Hernandez will run up the middle, and ball game as Skyline Grizzlies defeat Nampa 42-14 on IdahoSports.com. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with our recap, the coveted player of the game award, and everything else that comes at the end of a game, Joel. All of it. It's IdahoSports.com.
Idaho isn't your average state, and we are not your average people. We're not afraid to jump feet first, and we see the world a little differently. We know the importance of slowing down and the value of catching up. When we're not busy getting lost, we're looking out for one another. Our whitewater is aggressive, but our driving is not. We know all about taking chances, but we also know our limits. We drive safely because we care. It's who we are.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com post-game show as Skyline defeats Nampa in the first round of the playoffs 42-14. It started out as kind of a defensive battle, to say the least, as Skyline started their first drive with an interception. Nampa was unable to score. Lynch with the 15-yard rushing touchdown. Nampa tries a 37-yard field goal. No good. Skyline throws another interception. It leads to a 19-yard pass to rush for Nampa. On the ensuing possession, Skyline goes down the field, capped off with a 25-yard rush by Crockett. And then Nampa unable to really get anything going. Skyline throws another interception. This is the second quarter, Joel, where it got at the last minute of the second quarter, took 20 minutes almost, it felt like. Skyline throws another interception. Nampa punts, and Skyline, with very little time, gets a 32-yard touchdown by Southwick. And then we go into the second half. And to start the second half, Skyline kicks off, right? They kick it off about to the 40, not quite an onside kick, but no one from Nampa goes for it. And Skyline's able to recover and that ends with a Southwick 7-yard rush. And then Nampa again unable to get anything rolling offensively. And then what I would have to say was maybe the best defensive set play or defensive scenario I've seen in a while. Kason Smith sacks Nampa, then on the next play takes a pick 6 for 70 yards, and yeah, that was amazing. Then not much goes on, a couple punts back and forth. Rush gets a second touchdown pass for Nampa, and then we go into the fourth quarter where the sophomores of Skyline check in and check down for a touchdown to get the score to 42-14.
Yeah, it was a really fun game to start. A little bit slow, like you said, defensive battle. Nampa's got a great team. For a lot of juniors, for having gone winless last year to winning this year, 4 games, going 3-3 in conference play. You got to be really proud of your season if you're Nampa, but they did run into the buzzsaw that is Skyline. You mentioned, Sean, their defense was awesome. Their offense took some time to get going. They did throw 3 picks, committed a fumble, but got that ball back. But in the end, Skyline's offense got going, and they scored plenty of touchdowns. But really, it was the defense that carried Skyline tonight.
Well, that's a good transition, Joel.
Right?
That was very good. And
Dude,
so
it's like we do this.
I know, it's like we've done a game before.
Yeah.
So today's player of the game is brought to you by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game, whether you're on the field or on the road. Be in the moment and free from distractions. Who you got, Joel?
Well, Sean, we were going back and forth. Do we give it to the defense? Do we give it to an individual player? Do we give it to offense? But in the end, it's got to be Kason Smith. You already mentioned it, Sean. Kason Smith of the Skyline Grizzlies, defensive end. He gets a sack, and then it follows that up with a 70-yard pick 6. So Kason Smith is our IdahoSports.com player of the game.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I love it when we can hand those out to defensive players. It always makes it very fun. Well, Joel, that will wrap it up for us here tonight. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the 2024 Idaho High School Football Postseason, brought to you by Project Filter, Your Health Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Saving Program, Valleywide Cooperative, Your Toyota Dealers, Dip Fusion Helmet Reconditioning, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. This broadcast is also made possible by great supporters, local businesses, Levitt Select, Grand Peaks Community Health Center, Southwest District Health, and the Partnerships for Successful Program, and Meridian Plumbing. Special thanks to Athletic Director Zedric Wadsworth and everyone at the ICCU Dome, especially George Casper for helping us out, hooking us up, getting us here tonight, their hospitality, and getting this broadcast to you. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, Kason Smith of Skyline. Thank you again for joining us as Skyline defeats Nampa 42-14. For my broadcast partner, Joel Richardson, and everyone else behind the scenes at IdahoSports.com, I'm Sean Kane. Until next week, good night.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost. 25% of enrollees pay $25 or less. Make sure to enroll by December 16th to get covered and save money.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams.